Hello everyone. I wanted to talk about Kyber crystals and my problem with them and why they don't really make that much sense to me. For those of you who don't know, in the new canon, when you find a lightsaber crystal, it's completely blank. It doesn't have any color. When you choose it, it conforms to your state as a force wielder and personality, and that's where it gets its color. Now that's fine and dandy and all, but I think it just makes lightsaber crystals way too convoluted and complex. Before, in Legends, it was simple, but now they're making it just more complex. So I wouldn't have much of an issue with this. I wouldn't have much of an issue with this if it wasn't for the fact that how come in the Geonosis arena, how come we didn't see more diverse lightsaber colors? How come we didn't see like more yellows, purples, oranges, blacks, silvers, light blues? How come we didn't see any of that in the Geonosis arena? I mean, you could just say that, you know, it's rare for a Kyber crystal to turn into another color besides blue and green, but considering the fact that people's state of minds, people's spiritual states and personalities are so diverse, how come we don't see any more diverse colors? It would be logical, but nope, they just have blue and greens. And honestly, if I was to do a special edition version of the prequels, one of the changes I would make to Attack of the Clones is some of the more random Jedi that get killed, they have more diverse lightsaber colors. Like one Jedi might have more, you'd see more purples, blacks, and yellows and oranges, stuff like that. That's what I would do so it could fit with established Disney canon. Because it would make sense for there to be more diverse lightsaber colors. I mean, the new canon, its comics and stories are starting to introduce more diverse colors, but hell, even in the EU mostly kept it consistent with what we saw in Attack of the Clones. The most of the post-Phantom Menace stories showed the Jedi with blue and greens mostly, and occasionally we might see another color, but it was incredibly rare. And you see, Legends, it was much more simple and it made a lot more sense. The reason why we didn't see that many diverse lightsaber colors was because at one point the Jedi restricted only getting lightsaber crystals from Ilum, because, you know, other places were not as explored, and Ilum produced the most abundant, but not only that, the best, most stable lightsaber crystals, and they happened to be just blue and green. It makes sense. And Mace Windu got his purple lightsaber because he got it from another planet while exploring. And you see, Legends, it was much easier and less convoluted than Disney canon's explanation. Another problem I do have with it is the way they do the Sith and Darksiders. So apparently, Darksiders and Sith can't use Kyber crystals without bleeding the dark side into them first. Well, now that's all fine and dandy, but like, all this should have been established earlier and years ago. Before, it was Sith didn't have to have red lightsabers. It was just a tradition. It was part of Sith culture. They made their own lightsaber crystals because the original Dark Jedi that would found the Sith Order the planet Korriban, or Morriban, whatever you want to call it, it didn't have any natural crystals, so they were forced to make their own, and it became a tradition. But with them being forced to, I don't really like that much, because it would mean that they'd have to risk being discovered by a Jedi. Because if they'd have to kill a Jedi and take their lightsaber crystal, it creates a lot of plot holes. Why was Anakin Skywalker still able to use his blue lightsaber after he became Darth Vader? Why? Shouldn't his Kyber crystal have turned red? Now you could argue, well, Han Solo wasn't a force wielder and you still able to activate it. Well, that's different. He's a dark side force wielder. Dark side force wielders aren't supposed to be able to use Kyber crystals that haven't been bleeded into. Also, like, Darth Vader activating Luke's lightsaber, he shouldn't be able to if he's a dark side force wielder. It just creates all these plot holes, and it's just overly convoluted, and that's why I like Legends for this better. Now, do you like the Kyber crystals? Do you prefer the old Legends way? What do you think of all this? Let me know in the comments, and have a good day, people.